We are back here, 2024 NXL Las Vegas Major. 3 more sets to go. And these should be good ones. San Diego Dynasty taking on the rookie pro team Blast Camp. Blast Camp just beat Diesel. So if they can beat Diesel, they got a chance. Tampa Bay Damage, must-win situation for them as they're about to try to take on the Ironmen. And then after that, Legion, Diesel, and Hurricanes and Notorious, and then one more set after that with Dynasty, X Factor, Damage, and Infamous. I'm Eddie Marshall, and I got Nick Sloviak up here with Rich Telford to help us call this set. Dynasty, Blast Camp, realistically here, Nick, what does Blast Camp need to do to defeat Dynasty?
Shoot a couple guys on the break,
I
grab
was
the
just
flag, and
thinking
hang it. Play with the same energy they had the first one. Like, I was in the pit with those guys. I was really excited for them. They do lose a body off the break, as Rich so elegantly points out. They just need to play consistent, man. Like, they've got nothing to lose. And just, you know, they were really cool, calm, and laid back. Like, when I interviewed a couple of them, none of them said, hey, we just won our first pro game. They're like, yeah, we deserve to be here. We can hang.
They expected to win.
Yeah. So that's really good. And this is, you know, they had a couple good games yesterday. They lost some nail biters. Got their first pro win out here now. And, you know, they're playing Dynasty.
Referee checking out player for Blast Camp, diving into that insert Dorito top side. They might be losing their Aztec over here on the bottom side as well, too. And they are. The Dorito player is alive. They lose the mini. No, a reposition for the mini. Well, it's getting chaotic on the Blast Camp side over here because Dynasty's putting a ton of pressure on them. Dynasty diving, body into the snake. And 3 players essentially with Margot, Arturo, and Archimana Mayor over here towards this bottom side.
That's a scary 3 guys.
Yeah, especially with how good Arturo was getting.
Yeah, and
he's
like
getting real good.
Arturo's going to pop up with the cross field and possibly get a kill. Or maybe a Papa over there.
Yep, you called it, Nick. Archie
There it
taking a
is.
walk for Dynasty.
So 4-on-2 right now. Jackie Frey.
4-on-1 now.
Ryan Greenspan on that top side. And look at Dynasty, very strong here in this first point. Complete control, 3 bodies, bottom side, 2 top side with Frazier and Greenspan.
Clock's still ticking.
Yeah, the button's not working.
Sorry.
It's okay, Nick.
Didn't mean to speak over you there, Matty.
Oh, it's okay.
In that case, here we go.
So, Chicago Aftershock, Nick, not a bad look for you guys.
Terrible look.
Nah, I wouldn't say it's not a terrible look. You just put the team together. It takes time. I'm being real. Like, you guys have done better, sure, but
let me also be real.
When was the last time that
you guys suck?
Thank you.
You guys and us can
Angel on my left, devil on my right.
But I mean, when was have a sucky practice because we suck too.
Other than maybe Heat, when was the last time a brand new super team was put together and immediately was successful?
Excessive.
No,
I knew
we're
that
not.
was coming too.
No.
We were
well, like I
News.
wouldn't use the the term super team as coming
What?
together like that. Houston Heat in that
You're
situation.
being
No, but
modest.
like that was a mixture of guys that like outside of some of the Philly guys have never played together before. Very unique. Like the good backstory behind this is 4 years ago at this exact same event.
Oh, we've been talking about
Right. We won.
It's kind of my point.
Right. And that was one of the only events. This is the second event Todd Martinez has coached me. Like, so there's a lot of other things that kind of apply, are added to that. And I think the one thing a lot of us on the team felt really good about was how quick the vibe kind of came back, where there was no language barrier like there was with Heat. There was no play styles to adapt to with the 3 Russians. Like, we just kind of got we didn't have as much we had to deal with when we came back as Shock. And Todd Adamson provided us a great opportunity to play in Dallas and a great opportunity to come out here in Vegas. And the majority of the guys stayed out here and played six days straight, really, of paintball. And so the vibe was good.
Yeah, so we got a little bit of a technical timeout, which allows us some time to have a little more thorough discussion because it's a big story in paintball, man. I mean, Chicago Aftershock, one of the most legendary teams ever. Todd Adamson was a big part of that. And with Level not doing so well, and then Danny got taken by Dynasty.
Jerks.
And it kind of, I wouldn't say forced their hand, but Dave Pando decided that, hey, I'll give it to Todd. Let's figure this deal out. And then Todd comes in, changes the name to Shock. So old name, new squad. But my point is there's no one on that team that doesn't have a decent amount of pro. I mean, even like what's the most rookie guy? Trent Nita?
Yeah.
Okay. He's still got a bunch of spins out here this weekend. He's not a rookie pro, and he earned it. So if that's the most boot rookie guy you have on the team, the newest guy, and everyone else was a star and a guy that was getting paid, or what, it was a big name at some point in time. So when I say super team, I understand what you're trying to say. You are being a bit modest, though. So, but in the sense that you guys could, it's a pretty much an all-star team. Now, Diesel, also an all-star team, and it's been rough for them. They're going to play Legion coming up, and they have not been able to put a win together. It's hard. So I just don't be so. I know you guys aren't being that hard on yourselves, but you have to kind of in a way.
you
have to keep yourselves honest and accountable.
That's exactly it. And if you can't be honest with yourself and then be able, especially again, like we don't have an excuse. We can't say, oh, we've never played together before. Like we know better, dude. I have to go out there to help you. You have to go out there to help me. If I do my job, you do your job. We have success. You've been Billy Saransky, Todd Adamson, Todd Martinez, the trio of Shock guys. You know, they've said that you win as a team and you lose as a team. And so there's a lot of individuals on the team, myself included, that, hey, look, like, take a breath, get the big picture, and, like, what can I do better for you as a teammate? And that's the way it is across the board. So, yeah, like, I'm not trying to be modest. It's just, like, let's be real. Like, you need to be brutally honest with yourself. And I don't want to go, like, yeah, you know, we just came together. Like, we had good practices. We felt good. And I think that might have given us a little too much overconfidence
maybe. And it started out decent for you guys because you had that first win over Aftermath.
Yeah,
and had such a good World
and I'll
Cup.
tell you what, we had a great meeting. We had A-Rod and Todd Martinez and a couple of the guys set up some really good play calls based on what they saw. We had a little shuffle, some shuffle stuff going on in the back, and it worked out. And then, you know, whether you want to say, oh yeah, Aftershock's back, baby, or this squad's back, and who's NYX, and what happens that game is we revert to poor communication, right? Not people making individual moves. It is a back and forth game. It's a good game. We score 3 straight points. You know, no one can shoot Thomas the Hobble Taylor going up and underneath into the wherever the heck he was going. And we fell apart. And like those are the things you have to recognize and eliminate. And we did that too little, too late. NYX got the win, hung it with 12 seconds left. And that kind of sent us in a downward spiral, and we didn't come out this morning with enough fire and apply those things that we talked about. It was a repeat. It was a repetition of the failures that happened the day before against NYX.
Yeah, but that's how we learn, right?
Well, yeah.
Mistakes, and you should be hard on yourself if you're in this position next year. If you're Diesel next year, then you should be super hard on yourself. Like, hey, listen, super team, starting our second season together, we went 0-3 or whatever we would our first day. Then you have to have those hard talks, right? But for 2 or 3 events, I think think you have to give yourselves a little bit of
grace period
to make mistakes, learn from those
mistakes.
mistakes.
Realistic.
But yeah, I mean, like you said though, like Trent's played, least experienced guy. Like we're grown-ass men, dude. We can't be making these excuses.
I mean, look at again, Trent, and again, we're taking there's a technical timeout, so we have to turn this into a bit of a podcast.
So yeah,
as we're waiting for Damage and Ironmen. I'm not really sure what's needed to get fixed right here, but we are in a technical timeout. I'm sure Dynasty's stoked about that because they have to play the last set. Same with Damage and Infamous.
Yeah, I played in the light. I played in the dark here before.
Yeah,
it sucked.
Yeah, but it's not more like excuses. It's just explanations because yeah, sure, there are some issues you guys had with individual play, bigger bite here, bad death there, but you guys should get a couple events where there is a bit of a grace period because it is going to take some time. Yeah, you guys have played a decent amount of the guys that played together, but they'll get Nita. So if you look on the depth chart heading into this event, Nita's like probably 9 maybe on the depth chart because you got Silos as a first attack on the Snake. You got Hughes, which was a kind of a coup to get him away from the Ironmen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
A theft.
But yeah, so
I'm still mad about that.
But then Nita, you know, it ends up getting the spins, but he had some good looks out there. The point is that when you're looking at these, it's different conversations because you're taking these disparate little these big elements and you're putting them together. Whereas you look at a Fit or a Blast Camp, they've had that core together for years, fighting, learning how to win together. They're used to winning. I mean, Paintball Fit won 5 events last year. Blast Camp, bunch of second places, but that core's been together for so long. It's that unspoken communication. When you look across the field, see a little flash of a move, you know exactly where that guy's going, what he's going to do, or you have a good idea and you play off of that, where you guys are kind of still in that situation where even the depth chart's not even really set, you know, where it's like we don't really know who's our core 7 or who's going to be getting the bulk of the playing time. Not that it really should ever really truly be set, because it always should be a battle for that playing time. Then that pressures the guys that are currently on the starting line to rise to the occasion and continue to be elite and get that pressure from the 7 through 10 guys. But I'm just saying that from what I saw, especially with the roster you have, I just think the future is very bright for Chicago Aftershock, as long as you can maintain that confidence. I think that's what eating at Diesel right now. So if we kind of change that conversation
Wellness check.
to Diesel,
Wellness check.
where it's okay, they only made one Sunday, obviously again high-powered roster, but when things aren't going your way for a long period of time, it really starts to you're triple guessing everything.
Been there.
Because this sport is so much about confidence, and when that starts eroding your confidence, and it's, first you look at yourself, right? You're like, oh, I'm playing good. So you start looking at the people around you. You start attacking them because obviously they're letting the team down.
Yeah, it looks like we got 20 seconds to go. Whatever needed to be fixed has been fixed. So we're going to jump back into first point here with the Ironmen and Damage. So obviously, Nick, very familiar with the Ironmen roster here, as that was very chaotic in the offseason.
Well, I'm familiar with a few guys on the team, but the rest of them are new.
No, I know, but you know who these guys
on Aftershock, there's a bunch of X-Men. So, big breakout.
Looks like Tampa's changing it up
Damage,
a little bit.
dude, I like it.
Snake on the break, one up the gut.
Yeah, and it's 5-on-5.
Yeah, Joey's like, yeah, we're not going to sit in the back anymore. That doesn't work. We're going to go forward.
Well, no, but if you look at how Damage played yesterday, they were sending Keith and they had some offense, but they kept losing back guys. Their back guys really need to tighten it up today. To me, that's the big question, is can they play tight?
That, and can they have more than one offense at a time, right? Yesterday it was either Keith or it was Rainey.
Like get it going on both sides.
Yeah, they need to have both tapes going, have up the gut options. I do not like the Ironman just sitting in this pocket though, man. You're super reliant on that. If you don't win that gunfight, you lose the point.
Yeah, I mean, but you have to have plans for when people make these moves. What are we doing, and how do we work together to do it?
How do we react?
If you look at how they're playing right away, they instantly got to their spots and got super tight. Outside of Kyle Nicolau, who's been probably their best offensive weapon in O'Mara.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, one of them. I mean, they got a couple other guys. That's the problem with the Ironmen right now, is that they're also fighting for playing time. They're trying to figure out who the core guys are.
Yeah, and good job by Kyle. Goes in, takes out, who's it, Lackey?
Yeah.
Takes out Lackey.
Great job, though, right?
Yeah, recognize the threat that the Ironmen knew. But now it's all about the counterpunch. O'Mara makes it fill out to the corner.
This is what they didn't have yesterday. When Keith Brown would attack yesterday, nobody would follow him up.
Yeah.
So now.
So I like the adjustment by Keith.
Yeah, I do too, man.
Yeah. And this is what the Ironmen need.
And that's why a guy like Jared is great on the team, right? He's fast, he's durable, he'll do what you want. Hey, Jared, go clean the snake out.
Yeah,
so
he's a
Keith Brown
soldier.
can come and close it up.
You're right. Yeah, words of wisdom from Rich right there. And I think that's an important thing if we go back to, we're talking about guys on teams like Diesel. You need a coach that recognizes that and builds the team around that. Like, hey guys, I'm putting these people in their position for a reason.
This is how you use mouse the best.
This is what you do, So you got to utilize those weapons. We are in a 4-on-4, better field position for Damage. They're still up there in the center.
Nice
kind of
fill
hard
out
for
here
us to see.
From one of the Edwards brothers.
Yeah, and on a field like this, when you've already eliminated the offensive attacker on the other team, you can follow up your second guy. Huge on this field to make things happen quick when the bodies start dropping.
Glare is starting to get become a little bit of an issue if you're on the red side of the field looking into the sun.
Rich, we got 3 sets to go. It's just going to get worse.
Hey guys, I think my mom calling me. I gotta go. Feel a little bright.
It's.
Do you feel that tension?
I do. I definitely do. That's why I looked up here and saw you guys alone. I was like, I gotta get up there, dude. Both of you, go to your rooms.
It's Rich's fault.
Hey, I'm gonna take this one from here on out. You guys go get a cold beverage.
Thank you.
But good communication across the board from both teams.
Rich, I was agreeing with you.
That's
I was co-signing what you were saying.
I know. I think the one good thing about that Ironman staying in the pocket is it really helps the communication, right? When you guys are all close enough to actually talk to each other, not have to scream across the field.
Yeah, and what it truly does prove is that if you do this and you play tight, you'll live. We've seen time and time again throughout the course of the start of the tournament, players on one team get across the 50s, and there'll still be 5 guys alive on the opposing team, locked tight in their bunkers, communicating and holding the zone.
Yeah, and you look across the field, all you see is barrels and goggles just staring at those gaps.
Yeah, this is a tough. These are tough nuts to crack.
I like your nut metaphors.
You like that? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you don't. How do you catch a squirrel?
I don't know.
Lay on the ground, act like a nut.
So Damage here eye in the sky. You can see just great forward progression for Tampa Bay. Got the middle. They have that crucial wedge position, bottom of your screen, calling that the bottom side. The VIP with that big white tent, that's the top side. And so they're just pushing the issue, and Damage has been pushing the issue this entire point. The Ironmen, they lost a body, but they have been hanging tight in these back spots, but they kind of got stuck there. That's, again, just a low percentage play with the way that this layout is going down.
Yeah. So Damage now trying to shoot a bounce shot off the mini wall into, I don't know if that's Keith DeVitt.
Into the other wall? Is that
Yeah,
that
into
was?
the other wall.
Okay.
That possibly can't come in. O'Mara makes a good move.
Super.
From the corner, up and in.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He needs to go one more, right?
Well, he could. If he, I can't see which way the center guy's looking, so that's the
He's
only
looking at
issue.
the other tape. He's looking top side.
Is he? Oh, so there is an opportunity for O'Mara.
Omara's
He's
got to
chill
stay
out,
alive
dude.
there. He's got to stay alive.
Yeah.
If Omara dies here, then Damage is going to go around this tape and win this point.
Yeah, and is this Jason? Jason made a good move to come up right behind Keith, and Amara made a really good move to get out of the corner and get in this Dorito.
And I love how Jason's standing over the top there so we can see the whole field. All the Ironman players are down tight in their bunkers, so their visibility is very weak. 4 on 4. Jason thought he shot that left temple, but missed him.
And we're heading
Maybe
into,
bounced him.
heading into a 5-minute long point here.
Yeah, and I mean, there's really nothing you can say about either team. Like, the aggressiveness from Damage off the break was great, and the recognition from Ironman to work Keith or Kyle Nicolau into that spot and trade out with Lackey is just what you want.
Yeah.
Recognize the threat, go and get him. And now it's just a battle of.
The difference there, though, was Keith reacted to that going down by taking that real estate.
Yeah.
And the Ironman with Omar didn't react and take that move when he should have.
Yeah, it seemed like, there really was no backup for Kyle. But the crazy thing is, too, if we go back to yesterday's games, Maddie, with Omara, he was up the middle almost, it seemed a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the Ironmen have had offensive looks for sure. It's just they haven't been consistent on the offensive push, and they occasionally will get stuck in these positions where I don't know if the intention was to just chill. It's not like they have a lead to protect, and they're letting Damage dictate the pace and the tempo of the game. That's the way this layout should be played. So,
yeah, and good. I like this move by Jason to reposition and now protect the front of Keith. But he's hunting, though. Like, he's got to stay disciplined here because Omara, you take your eyes off him, and he sees the opportunity. He's going to go after it. And I think he's looking, dude.
Inside, he can go down.
Yeah, he's looking for this move. And Jason is looking the other way now.
Scary.
And if Omara can see his shadow and recognize it's going the other way, man, I expect he'll launch and trying to take Keith out. But then the question will be there, Rich, like you said, is who's going to react off that chaos?
Yeah.
And the Ironmen are not in a good position to do that.
Yeah. If anything, the back center needs to fill this way. I can't see if that's Tom Guest or who it is, but
Yeah, it's Tom in the back center.
yeah.
And you can see on your guys' screen, there's Tom right there in the back center. You can see, I think that's Keith DeVitt. Honestly, I apologize. I don't know who that is from the Ironmen in the blue wall bunker right there on your right. But just been playing super tight, looking this way. It's not Keith because I can see Keith in the pit.
it's definitely not Keith.
Is that Scotty Graham? Or is it? I don't know. I apologize.
Is it not Mike either.
you don't have to apologize. We're doing the best that we can.
Yeah. But you can see now there's Keith Brown from Damage, and inside of him, he's got 2 teammates. He's got Jason Edwards and that Horn in the center, maybe?
Ooh, nice
Nice
toss.
thought. Hey, Mike had a really good point last game that, the longer these points go, the more the momentum shifts after the win or the loss.
Well, and this is the longest point we've seen all weekend. I mean, we're heading up to 7:50 left in the game. There's no score. This is the longest point we've seen all weekend long.
Yeah, a lot of pain on the ground.
Yeah.
And this is where it's smart. Like, the Ironmen really haven't been, like, pounding a lot of spots because for Damage to go, they're going to have to run through some gaps.
Yep.
So, yeah, save your paint.
Omar's looking to get creative over here on the D side.
Yeah, Guess might be out from the looks of it. Omara might have 1 or 2.
I think Jason's out too for Damage.
Oh, Omar gets caught.
Wow.
He had to stay alive there. He could not engage.
But even then, like, this is still going to be really tough. As long as they're going to have to blind out. They're going to have to blind out Tom in the back center.
Well, Tom's dedicated his gun towards the top side. That allows
Look how tight
Keith,
the Ironmen
yeah,
are. Keith
that
can't have
allows
a
Keith
shot.
to get up and get across. And then here comes Smith.
See,
Smith's
blind
gonna
out
drop the hammer.
Tom. That's
Smith,
the move.
yeah,
Perfect
Smith,
move.
Yeah, Smith drops the hammer, and that gives Keith a lot of freedom. Another kill coming off of the Ironman with Henry Sense getting shot, and then Keith hits the afterburners, and he's going to dice up Tom Guest and hit that buzzer. So, again, aggression wins, man. Like, I just haven't, maybe 3 times today, we've seen that type of lineup work out, and it normally means like a penalty has to happen on the other side.
Yeah, interesting play call there.
And the longer it goes, the more precious each point is. This replay brought to you by Vera Art and Outdoors.
Yes.
Going to be given an award for most creative move.
So, yeah, Kyle at the beginning of the point. Slight miss there by Keith on Omara. There's your pod toss. Thank you. And
That was a clean pod toss.
there's this is what broke it open is Omara gun fought. And this is the move by Brian Smith at the center. Trades out. That opens it up. And then Keith Brown's going to come down.
Just comes looking real fast, taking out Tom. Nothing
Yeah,
really
it was
that
kind of
Tom
slow.
could
It's
do.
about 60% speed, I think.
We're in the pits right now. Let's listen in. Jumping into, after a really long break to talk strategy, San Diego Dynasty up by 1 over Blast Camp.
Blast Camp with 5 alive. Filling out to the snake insert. And snake on the bottom side of the field.
Yeah, risky
Gutsy move there.
Risky, but made it work as 5-on-5 situation. Hey man, it's tough to go into those Dynasty guns when they got the gaps locked up. They apparently not those. La Papa makes the move through. No problem for La Papa.
I feel like Blast Camp has been probably one of the more consistent teams all weekend doing that. They've just made those moves and they've gotten to those spots. Don't see a lot of. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of those guys get shot on fills from position to position.
Blast Camp likes these towers in the center of the field.
Yeah, well, when you're John Chapah Soap, you can do that because you're nice and tall to be in that Midwest corn.
Yeah.
So 5-on-5, Dynasty playing a more defensive game as Ryan Greenspan and Archie Montemayor on the far side are playing cross. Really kind of worried about La Papa here in the snake, as they should be.
Yeah, they're trying to stop it going forward by blind shooting.
Yeah, and this is where whoever's in the back, Garrity, I think, the Blast Camp's got to recognize like, all the pressure is now on La Papa. Let's get down the field. Blast Camp have 4 bodies stacked up on the side. Big up and around move for Archie as Ryan Greenspan fills in the top side snake.
Wow, that's a big move. We haven't seen that from that temple coming this way, but I like it. Everything's kind of blocked in the middle there.
Yeah, and maybe it's a good recognition because the Dynasty players are looking the other way.
Right. Yeah,
Archie was the only one looking this way, and he gets the shot on the Papa. Wow.
What a nice
He's definitely
shot
playing
there.
outside in here.
Yeah, and let's see now if what we talked about previously with damage, if
Follow up.
yeah, if that can happen here for
Ryan Greenspan in the top side snake though for Dynasty. 4-on-5 advantage.
he's gonna get caught right here. Ooh, no.
I think that's a referee. Is that another Dynasty player there?
I think it's a media guy with the blue
media
shirt.
guy.
That threw me off.
Media.
Yeah, so Ryan Greenspan only really, I'm surprised he hasn't crawled past the 50 because he doesn't have much to contend with on the tape.
I think there's 2 players. I think it's Ryan in the back.
Oh, there is.
Arturo or
Oh,
something.
wow. Oh, so no, that's
Can't see him from here.
Give
Danny.
it to me.
Danny.
Oh,
Danny.
Schonauer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny went on the break, I think, and then Ryan followed him up.
Yeah, so I completely missed that. Thank you, Rich.
That's okay.
You just got to be careful playing
Crawling
over
the other way
top.
towards Ryan, so it looked like he was going to bunker Ryan.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, he clearly could have shot him and didn't, so it can't be a guy.
Archie Montemayor makes the bump into this crucial spot here to lock him in a gunfight
yeah,
with Eckhart.
Archie had-
And dude,
Archie
he
had
got
no
lucky.
idea he was there.
He got real
Yeah.
lucky.
Yeah, very, very
He
lucky.
knows he's there now.
Yep. If the Blast Camp player had been shooting for his foot instead of for the hopper.
Ooh, Soap makes the move inside, but ends up getting taken out. Good zone control from San Diego Dynasty. Does not get the shot on Danny Schonauer, who's still alive at that top side wedge. Such a crucial position here. He's going to get help, though, as Archie Montemayor is going to launch into attack, runs the highway, gets the drop in on Eckhart, and a little 2-pack to close. Maybe one more body to shoot. There is, and a little beautiful
Shot Ryan.
3-pack.
He shot Ryan.
That was a kill.
Well, but he got that 3rd kill, too. Maybe if he got Ryan as a 3-pack with a 4th on maybe Dynasty. I don't know if he did. Regardless, hey, that's on the list right now. Again, $500 in the prelims, courtesy of Pate Smith Law, who represents clients against their insurance companies for property claims. And that's definitely on the list, a little 3-pack to close and
the
a
Archie
creative
move.
move. So this is actually a really creative move. So Archie comes all the way from the other side. And also Vera Art and Outdoors,
I mean,
sponsoring a most creative move.
that move by itself was probably one of the more creative moves.
Well,
This is a textbook move to bunker the snake, but the fact that he recognized that his 2 guys on this
the
side
far
were looking the
temple.
other way, and he knew that he was found out by La Papa from the snake.
Yeah.
So to make that move up and across and reposition and get that kill immediately,
Well, he comes that way, and then,
Huge.
so not the move just across was creative and explosive, but then the move forward to get the last 3 kills, beautiful job. That's on the list for sure.
Tampa Bay damage, same game plan. Snake on the break, up the gut on the break. Oh, but they let Ironmen into that top snake. Kind of surprised they had position there in the center.
yeah, and I don't know if whoever's up there was looking that way.
5-on-5. Similar field positions for both teams.
Oh, here we go. So yeah, if that is Horn up in the center, he is now aware that O'Mara has made that move, and he is posted that way. We can see the top of his head. He's tucked in there nice and tight, and he's now nice and dead. Commentator Curse strikes again.
Yeah, couldn't be that tight.
No. So Ironman now with a 1-body advantage,
And good for
and now a no body advantage. Is there now 4 on 4 as O'Mara gets taken out from whoever filled in over there. Maybe
good
Brian
field
Smith?
to the corner from Ironman.
Lackey.
That,
Yeah, it's Lackey.
corner's a good anchor bunker there for the Ironman on the snake side.
Yeah, and Kyle Nicolau getting out to the Dorito corner. It's just going to be rough over there because the sun is going to be a factor in that little spot trying to look in. I like this move over here. So that's Damian Vasquez trying to work out into the snake. They've got to put something together here to match the positioning of damage on the far side of the field and the blue side of the field. You can see that from their eye in the sky view. The fifth body is what I'm talking about on the top of your screen. Mirrored by the fourth body, Kyle Nicolau, the Ironman.
Well, the Ironmen have to do something here on this bottom tape, right? They have 3 bodies over here.
Yeah, and the number 5 is a little deceiving. That is the 4th body for damage. It is a 4-on-4 right now, as you can see that player crawling around, and I do believe that's Jared, the jersey designer lackey.
Yeah, and this is big for damage. There's only 5 minutes and 4 seconds left to go. Getting, if that is lackey, all the way up into that crucial wedge position, top side of your screen, is massive. Is it Horn? Whoever's in that spot.
Yeah.
Crucial
And hey,
position.
shout out to our crew for being there so we can we can try and tell.
Yeah, this is again opposite angles, so the perspective has shifted 180 degrees. But damage and being in that position is absolutely crucial. They have a lead to protect, and they're not playing defensive, they're playing intelligent. They get to an incredibly good spot and then play smart from that position. They've dropped a body.
Yeah, they're setting themselves up to win this point.
Yeah, and then maybe win the game, because if they win this point and the point goes long, with these long points, that could be curtains for the Ironman.
Yeah, and this is where the Ironman, with the 2 bodies stacked up over here, really need to figure out how to get into this snake and change the guns and bring them out wider to this tape so they can put themselves in a better position to push, because that's what they're going to need to do if they want to tie this up. But now we're seeing a repeat of the last one as Jason Edwards floats in the middle, but we do get in the snake. I believe this is Damian Vasquez. Ooh, is
Tom
that?
Guest.
No, it's Tom Guest.
If nobody knows he's there, he can do some work.
Dude, I don't think they know he's there.
They do not.
If he
They have
pops
no
up,
idea he's there.
this is the sketchy part though. If he pops up sloppy, Jason will peel his head off.
So Tom Guest in a crucial spot here on your screen for the Los Angeles Ironmen with 3.
Missed him.
And he missed him. And he gets taken out by Jason Edwards. So, man,
Opportunity
that's not good.
squandered. Opportunity squandered.
And I would wonder now if your coach, Pastana and Paxton, yeah, you need to concede right now.
Yeah.
Concede.
Burning clock.
It's a 4-on-2.
That's 4-on-2. There's no way. Damage doesn't even need to push.
Mitch Finley makes I think it's Mitch Finley makes a fill back. Yeah, I mean, and they're trying to concede right now. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I like the move by Tom. Like, good job getting in there. It just stinks that
He missed his shot.
he missed and then, got eaten up. Because he came up inside.
But that's how those spots go. If you miss your first shot, then they know you're there. If you make your first shot, that guy dies, and maybe dies with that knowledge.
And they don't know. Yeah. They
So
don't know
that's
who
it.
got him.
They continue to not know you're there, and then they have to figure out where that kill came from, that death came from.
Matty, you're 100% accurate in that statement. So now we have point number 3 between San Diego Dynasty and Hobart Blastcamp. Dynasty on your left. Blastcamp on your right. Blastcamp going to lose a body on the break, heading to the top side. They do take the center of the field and immediately putting pressure on, might be Arturo there.
Yeah, 5-on-4 advantage here for Dynasty. Dynasty with 2 in the back center, 1 in the small Aztec on the snake side, 1 in the snake insert bunker, and a 5th body on the D side, but I can't see where.
In that mini
Lay
wall.
down.
They've
Yeah,
now
a
just
little
shifted
lay down.
out. So they're in the laydown. The Aztec back center, Ryan
Ryan's
Greenspan
on the
get
walk.
clapped up. So even bodies now. 4-on-4. You're looking at Blastcamp on your screen, Jackson Frey playing the top side. You can see up in the middle left-hand portion of your screen, he's got, and right there on your screen is the Blastcamp player who went up the center on the break. Doing a good job now, although I'd say maybe not such a good of a job because they let Arturo get in the snake. He's waiting for him to pop up. This will be a good first shot opportunity right here, Matty, is Arturo. I like this. He turns around and crawls back, knowing that if he pops up there, he's vulnerable.
Yeah, he dips back into snake 1, looking cross field. 2-point lead to protect, 9:15 on the clock.
Nice
And the big move
shift.
with Blastcamp up in the middle, gets the kill, top side on Alex Frazier.
He got the call from his teammates that Alex made it in, turned around and shot. And here comes Archie. I like
on the
this
release.
move. Stays alive. Good counterpunch paintball right
Yeah,
there.
and that's the issue with the middle, right? You know, the middle can be potent, but it's very treacherous. So now Archie up in that middle.
LaPapa trying to take him out, going right at Archie. And he gets diced up by Archie.
Oh, Archie's been
playing
on
good.
one, man.
Yeah, he's playing good.
Yeah, he had that creative move last time to get the 3-pack to close, even just get across. And now with the 2-pack, sucks up enough into that spot, contains the aggression, gets the kill, drop the hammer on the first one, and now pumping the brakes and slowing things down to try to burn clock. You can see here, Eye in the Sky, there's 3 bodies left alive. If Archie is not successful in that move, this is a totally different game.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, which definitely is a bummer for Blast Camp because they got that elimination on that side, taking out Frazier, and there was no one really to protect
That side was open.
the center guy. That side was blown open, so, you know, and it's one of those things, like, hey, I respect for LaPapa going at Archie, but he could have just stopped too. Hey, it's 3-on-3. This is where the bodies are at.
Let's figure it out.
Let's get the rest of these guys down the field and attack. You know, Archie now moves again. He's probably played the most bunkers out of anybody here.
Unger's wheeling, dealing
Hey, he's
over
got to
here.
chill out, dude.
Yeah,
Stop, dude.
Unger's-
Like, there's
Unger
no
died.
need to get in that gunfight.
He's feeling it, though. Sometimes you get in the
and
flow, and he
he's
wins the
gonna feel the
gunfight on
hit.
Unger. He gets that kill on Unger.
And they're going to concede smartly.
Archie's on fire the past.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I'm SK, Archie's playing every point.
Dude, I like this, though. Archie turns and shoots back even though he knows it's over with.
He's a
I
tough guy.
like that.
He's tough.
It's okay.
Yeah, also interesting because of the shadows, the Dynasty, even guys that never wear visors, now wearing visors.
It's a cool look, right?
It's not.
I prefer the forward hat.
Yeah,
Me too.
The BC.
Where's BC
The
at?
BC.
He's out there somewhere.
Well, you can't wear it without paying him $1, so
Let's go, Keith Brown.
he patented that.
You know,
did
maybe
not.
Rob
That-
Sonninger did with
no,
the profilers.
No, that's the old. That's not like I love BC, but that's not.
So here's
BC
here's
just-
the shift, and here's the elimination. Great job to get that elimination on Frazier. And here's a smart move by Archie. Comes through, gets that kill, immediately switches, shifts over. LaPapa sees that and goes right at Archie coming on the tape, and then just loses this fight. And right here, he didn't need to do that. He could have just chilled, got picked up, and he might actually got picked up too by Marcelo on the tape. But we'll transition back to this Ironman damage game. Damage up 2-0, 3 minutes.
Oh my
Kyle
God!
Nicolau's goggles
loses
come
his
off.
Goggles.
Holy guacamole.
Yeah, so that's
Players eliminated.
Yeah, if your goggles come off, you do get eliminated. Now they did shoot Rainey.
And that's
So-
a bummer because
Because they need this point.
The positive thing is that he didn't get a eye shot out, so that's good.
yeah. that was-
Ironmen are in the top side snake, already at the snake 2, putting pressure on the center of the field. 4-on-4. Dynasty is on, Damage is on the bottom side. Yeah, they can go right up that top snake.
And it's Tom Guest again. So shout out to Tom Guest getting out of the back center,
Yeah.
being a big boy, and trying to get it done for the Ironmen because they need to attack. All
Yeah,
this
that back center
pressure.
sucks on this field anyway.
All right?
Yeah, get out of there. Especially when you got snakes everywhere.
Yeah, right?
Go find a snake.
Mama told me I could be a snake player when I grew up.
That's the nice thing about this field is there's plenty of snake to go around. There's the right snake, the
Matty, where's
center
your pun
snake,
at?
and the left snake.
Yeah, so Tom Guest, and so both teams are mirrored up across the field. We have damage on the side of the field or past the Ironman side of the field. You can see Tom Guest on your screen right there doing the same thing that his opponent is doing. He's going to launch.
Gets caught
And
on the
gets
cross by Keith or whoever's in
shot.
that laydown.
Yeah, that's a tough move if that guy's looking that way. I like the move, and I think, again, one of the crappy things for the Ironmen is that they're now just refilling. If they had recognized that Tom was that far and they had gotten down there sooner,
Yeah.
they could have picked up the pressure. Really good move here by whoever just filled the snake for the Ironmen to get in and get across. Did he get this kill
He did not.
on damage? He did not. Sketchy move by Amara. They need whoever's on that far side of the field for the Ironmen just to continue to go down the field and apply pressure on that side.
Yeah, and they needed Omar to move this way, right?
Yeah, and I think the Ironmen might have lost their third body.
Oh, here comes Lackey.
Ooh,
Comes
that's a
across, and he gets diced up.
Yeah,
Did
sloppy.
not get a penalty. Keith Brown.
Since launches died. Just Amara left for the Ironman. It should be a.
And just a minute and 2 seconds left to go. This is the point. I mean, if the Ironmen don't find a way,
it a
which they're
2-on-1?
not going to be able to,
Yeah,
most
2-on-1.
likely, it's 2-on-1 situation. Maybe until 2-on-2.
No, it's 2-on-1.
Oh, he dove into the snake.
Keith Brown,
Keith
applying
and
pressure,
Brian.
and that's it.
There you go. Keith Brown's
Brown's feeling it.
jazzed.
Oh, Keith Brown had a couple.
Dude, that's a
He's staring down the Ironman pit.
and that's a bummer for the Ironman because the rules are if you are playing and at any point your goggles do fall off your head, you're eliminated. The refs need it. Refs will do. Everyone will do what they can to come in there, protect your face, get your goggles back on, but you are eliminated if that piece of equipment falls off your dome. So let's see if we have this replay. Yeah. So there's Kyle being hey, you're out. I don't think he was shot, and then we can see the conclusion of this 2-on-1 damage on O'Mara with Keith Brown and Brian Smith, I believe it was.
Yeah, Keith Brown, man, he's feeling
So here it is. Watch, Kyle. Core samples, goggles launch off his face. He immediately goes in and gets them. Smart move by him.
Great job covering him up. Great job, refs.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you're dead. And they did shoot a body on the break. So here we go.
Last camp.
Yeah, maybe different story if he doesn't have the goggles come off. But jumping into this next one here, Dynasty with a pretty decent lead. 7:30 to go. Blast Camp needs to answer. As Dynasty undefeated so far, come from behind victories.
4-on-5 advantage for Dynasty here.
4-on-5 in favor of San Diego Dynasty. They're still
back.
doubling up that back center and looking to trying to get out wide on that top side, and they're going to go and make it clean. And again, for Dynasty, they don't have two of their bodies here. No Blake Yarber, no Chris Shear. So running with a little bit of a light line.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've only
But then
got
you name the
8
guys they have on the field.
They've only got like 8 of the best guys in the world.
Yeah,
they don't
right.
have 10. That's horrible.
Yeah, but Chris Shear he's a starter.
Cry me a river, sister.
No, I mean, but it's a point, man. Like Chris Shear's played he's got the lion's share of the spins in the starting lineup during their big run last year.
Archie gets another elimination. Look for him to launch here. He does. And there's a trade. So Archie gets himself a nice little 2-pack there.
Man, Archie is playing good.
Yeah.
He is playing very well.
He's been sleeping, but he's on fire now. Last camp trying to push into the snake on the bottom side here.
Yeah, Zach Ho getting in here as I think LaPapa shifts around. And
a penalty going to be assessed here on Blast Camp, which is not going to help their chances. That's going to give the point to San Diego Dynasty, and they're going to go up 4-0 with a decent amount of time, but not the way that this is going. I mean, it's been all Dynasty.
But I think
on the scoreboard. Yeah, sure, some of the points are close. Archie's balling out.
I like to see, and I don't remember yesterday, but like his Blast Camp been put in a position to where they have to go. Like, let's see some of those offensive weapons turn it up, and let's see what they can do.
Well, they lost both their games yesterday, and there was a close game against Legion and a pretty close game against X Factor.
Yeah, so they didn't have to do anything reckless. So now is a good opportunity.
Well, they're down and they lost, so yeah.
Well, no, but
guys, it's okay. We're all on the same team here, guys. We're not.
Hold me back, Rich.
We're all on the same team, guys.
If it's a close game and you lose, you definitely are faced with a situation where you have to push with not a lot of time left.
Right, but then they have to do it. They have 6 minutes to do it, and they need 3 points. So Damage going to lose the body off the break on the top side. Ironmen 5 up.
That's the first body they've lost on the break.
Attacking.
They've taken the snake and the center.
Damage loses their second body. Their third body, it's 5-on-2.
5-on-2?
Yep, 5-on-2.
Wow.
Just the 2 mini walls in the center of the field.
4-on-2 with Omar taking the walk for Ironmen.
And here goes Tom, and he's going to not know that this guy's right in front of him and get shot.
Guest takes the walk on the offense, and then here comes the big move on the top side.
Kyle.
And that is going to do it. So, hey, man, Ironmen play hardcore offense, and it works out beautifully for them. And they finally put their first point on the board, unfortunately, just 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the coffin nail for them because this loss going to be 1-3. Again, I do like that roster. They got a lot of talent on that squad.
It's a good start.
It's a good start. They're not there yet again.
Well, yeah, and I would say that's the team where you have a lot of people coming from different, you've got a group of, you got Henry and O'Mara coming from the East Coast. You got the 3 Canadians. You've got
Damien.
You've got Damien, so, and then
SoCal
Keith and
guys.
Kyle. So there's 3 distinct groups, right? 2 tenured Ironmen, 2 tenured Revo, Canadians. Tom's, Scotty's been around. Tom played with X Factor last year. Damien played with had his stint with Dynasty, played with the newbies. So that's a melting. They need to melt together in that pot and really kind of come together.
For sure.
Which, under the tutelage of the Pistana and Paxton and the leadership of Billy Wing and Dave Youngblood.
It's another one of those stories, and there's a decent amount of them here this year.
And
how
McGowan.
long is it going to take?
I forgot McGowan.
Can it happen, and how long is it going to take?
So look.
So there's John Iannucci, coach of Blast Camp, throwing his play together. John, an OG player, was joking around with him back when if you guys remember this, One Concepts. Maybe it wasn't that big of a deal for you guys. played with them back in like 2001. Ooh, are they starting down a body? Nope.
No, they got 5.
Yeah. So yeah, let's see what Coach Iannucci has cooked up for Blast Camp and
If I had
see if
to
they can
guess,
get their first point on the board.
I guess they're going right at him.
I hope so. I mean,
if you're going out
good
and playing
advantage.
long, slow
Dynasty's
points,
looking in
and
the
it's
sun.
not working,
Yeah.
play fast.
Here we go. Blast Camp on your screen.
Dynasty
Did they leave
shooting
early?
in the middle.
They left early, dude. Jeez.
Still
They
top
left
snake,
early and they
shot
lose 3.
Oh,
And they
And the-
trip out of that South Electronics bunker. That's
Ryan
not looking
Greenspan
good at all
dies, though.
for Blast Camp.
Dynasty in the top snake, about to go get the blast player over there.
And look, I like whoever that. I know who this is, and I'm blanking on his name. Gets all the way down there, trades out with Arturo. You know, so it's a 3-on-1.
Yeah, but with the giant lead, Dynasty already undefeated. They do have to play X Factor next, so they definitely want this win. But they don't really need to risk much.
No, they can just sit there, relax, communicate, shoot their guns, figure out where the body is.
Yeah, and with both teams walking off essentially to their pit, it's probably a little tough here for Dynasty to establish the elimination count. Someone, I don't know if that's Alex, has now made his way into the Dorito 3 and is very aware that there's a Blast Camp player in the center of the field. But Marcelo Margot playing very cautious as his Blast Camp player is playing both sides of the field. I don't know if it's Jackson. No, it's Morales.
Yeah, this is just playing into Dynasty's plan.
Yeah,
5 minutes left, 4-point lead. Just try to burn
Yeah,
as
so-
much clock off as possible.
So Marcelo just said we got to find the other body. So they don't know that there's only one player left alive. And a good job by Morales to be shifting
Yeah.
around.
Play as many spots as you can, right?
Yeah, and here's the other thing though too, right? And this is easy to say from up here. Is Dynasty has to know like we are up by 3, the time or up by 4. The time is ticking down. Where are these? Why are these guys not attacking? Where's all the pressure coming from?
Yeah.
Like it's pretty quiet out there.
Yeah, it's real.
This is the most quiet I think I've seen it all weekend.
Which means like Dynasty's not shooting their guns either. So like
They
that's
don't
the
need to.
interesting thing is like if you think there's someone alive, you should be at least shooting paint
Yeah,
through
at
a
least
gap,
pump that paint.
and they're not.
Yeah, and you can see they're shooting other bunkers trying to get someone to engage with them because they're not sure where the bodies are.
Yeah, and Morales pushes forward into Frazier, and
It gets a shot there.
that'll do it. So, I mean, not bad. I think the clapping from the sidelines will give away the fact that, oh, everyone's eliminated.
Yeah, but the Dynasty, they literally could just sit in their spots
Well, I mean,
and
if
force
they're not,
Blast Camp to concede. Blast Camp's not conceding.
they're not. Which and do they have?
They're 1 and 2.
So this is their last game.
Yeah.
So
Force
I mean, that tells you what, right? Now John Iannucci's going to concede, and they can reset. But the score is going to be 5-0, and that's 1 point away from.
6-0 or 4-1.
But isn't 6-0? Mercy. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indubitably.
That's why. Shout out to the guys in the booth for assisting with my math equation.
Yeah, it's game, set, match at 6-0. And Blast Camp's had a bunch of close games. I mean, they beat Diesel. They hung with Legion. Only lost to X Factor by 2. And then now, they're getting beat up by Dynasty. You're giggling. What's up?
Well, I mean, I don't want to. They beat Diesel. Yeah, who hasn't?
Boom.
Diesel, what's going
Safety
on with
watch.
Diesel?
Safety watch. Wellness check.
Diesel's.
I
I
would
think
say
they've completely
I-
lost their confidence.
There's something in that camp that's just they haven't figured out yet. There's some like little key that they need to figure out. Once they figure that key out, they'll be fine.
Well, I mean, look at the thing. Let's just if you break down what happened to them in the offseason, they get rid of a few guys. Ryan Gray comes in as the coach. You know, they last year. Who was coach? The number of personnel that flew through that team last year and the coaching staff that changed. Again, like, look,
I get
you
it.
know, like, just be modest for those guys. That happens, and so you know, Ryan Gray's first job as the head coach to deal with a lot of very strong personalities and mold those guys to play the way he wants them to play, and whether or not he feels they're doing it that way. I mean, I think that's kind of just it. And I don't know if it's a confidence thing because a lot of those guys are pretty good with each other. Like there's a core group from the Texas squad.
What else could it be at this point, man? I mean, talent is a real thing. Anyway, it looks like we got some sort of replay. That's
Oh, damn you guys. So this is the, hey, your player got hit and wiped it, bull crap. And I said, you know what? You've been marked. Don't ever
Marked for
talk to
death.
my guy.
Marked for
and,
death.
and I'll tell you what, shout out to the refs for being good sports.
I thought he was going to give you when I was watching this live, and he started going. He's adjusting his pants, but I thought he was going for a penalty. I'm like, Nick,
Yeah.
in my head, I'm like, Nick, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, he
But
didn't
then I
make,
said, I'm like, only Nick Sloviak's going to be the guy that gets away with something like that, because
Well,
you're probably joking with.
I was. He didn't make the call. The other ref that ran off made the call, and I was like, and it was very confusing. I don't want to say anything. I feel very strongly about how that situation did not work out. And had a good rapport with Jason Trozen. They did a good review. On to this next one. Point number 6, Dynasty versus Blast Camp. Who's going to take this one? Rich?
Dynasty.
Yeah, Dynasty's winning
The point,
this
the
game
point,
1,000%.
boys,
Oh, the point?
Come on now. Ryan
I still
Greenspan
gotta go
bounced in the
Dynasty.
arm. Yoshrow takes one to the grill.
Yeah, but Dynasty making it to the snake on the top side. They still got 4 bodies alive. It's a 5-on-4 situation here in favor of Blast Camp. Maybe they can put a point on the board. This game will be Dynasty's. There's not a lot of time left on the clock. Just a matter of margin, as Blast Camp's going to come out wide here, bottom side, and maybe get clipped, and he does. Good zone control. I think that was the center South Electronics. They lose Greenspan, though.
Yeah, so 4-on-3 now. Greenspan's been shot early a couple times.
Yeah, I think he's lost it.
Yeah, if he doesn't bring back his frosted tips soon,
Yeah.
it might be curtains for him.
Yeah. Without the frosted tips, honestly, he's just a pretty good paintball player with average reflexes.
Yeah, it is a 3-on-3 now as Blast Camp do lose one. And Arturo going to get shot at the center, so it is a 3-on-2. Trade out on the top side. No.
No, he gets him.
He goes slopping. Who picks him up? Fry? Going to get shot in the pack. Oh, I thought he got shot in the pack.
No, he Jedi mind tricked his way through
Oh,
that
big
zone.
move, big move, big move.
Nice move by Fry.
Oh, Danny Schonauer. Didn't see this guy.
Danny's getting creative.
Surprise.
I wonder if Danny's gun.
Oh, ring around the rosy here, and Danny, they're going to trade out. No, Danny did not get shot, so Danny Schonauer, did he?
He did.
He did, okay.
He did.
But he traded
But it
out.
was
Harrison Fry still alive.
Fry who picked
Harrison
up
Fry
the shot.
dancing a little jig out there.
Hey, Harrison Fry saved that point.
He did,
made the move
100%.
across to the White Tower, South Electronics bunker in the center. Came through, bunkered out the center player for Blast Camp, and then watched that move happen and closed it out.
Well, Harrison hasn't got a ton of spins out here this weekend, and how you get more spins, have a point like that.
You slide SK Modelos.
Yes. Mas Modelos.
So San Diego Dynasty going to complete the Mercy Rule win. We have not seen many Mercy Rule wins. Yeah, yesterday, a couple against MO Kings, but if you take those off, that's it. It's been a lot of close matches out here. So San Diego Dynasty looking really good here, warming up as they have to play San Antonio X Factor to close out the day. Next up, it's going to be Legion taking on Diesel and the Hurricanes, and Notorious Damage still in the hunt. They have another game against Infamous to close out the day as well. So definitely could make Sunday still. 2024 NXL Las Vegas Major, closing out the prelims. A couple more sets to go. Matty Marshall here on Go Sports. With Nick Sloviak and Rich Telford, we'll be back.